So, Dr. Bach, can I say the Spanish Armada of 1588 changed the course of the European history?
Yes, I think you can. You can say the defeat of the Spanish Armada certainly changed the course of, or maintained the course of British history. It stopped a foreign power taking over. I mean, I think that in 1588, Spain threatened to take over England. In the early 1800s, France under Napoleon threatened, and they were defeated at the Battle of Trafalgar, which is a major naval battle. And then in 1940, the Germans planned to invade England, and the Battle of Britain saw the defeat of Germany. And I think we've already said that Elizabeth I and Winston Churchill are both great orators who stimulate national pride and patriotism. And on both occasions, it's worth remembering that Britain was at a disadvantage. Britain was the David, and Spain and Germany were the Goliath on both occasions. And it's easy to look back and see, with hindsight, Britain prevailed on these occasions, but at the time, the fate of the nation hung in the balance.
Yes. And there may not have been a British Empire to come.
Well, if Britain had been absorbed into the Spanish Empire, then it would have been part of the Spanish Empire itself, and Spain declined in the 17th century, so it's very difficult to say what would have happened in the next 100 years. But in the immediate effect would have been that England would have become a Catholic country and would have been part of the Spanish Empire.
Another consequence is that all of us may be learning Spanish now instead of English.
Indeed. Indeed, you hit on a very important point there as to why is English the international language of the modern world? Why isn't it Chinese? Now, after all, more people speak Chinese as their first language than speak English.
Exactly.
And this is, once again, to be explained in historical terms. There's the century of globalization was the century of the end of the British Empire and the beginning of American superpower. And Britain and America are English-speaking countries, and hence English has become the international language of the modern world. Which makes life easy for me and difficult for many Chinese students.
And many coincidences, historical coincidences, co-worked to make English the most widely spoken language in the world.
Indeed.
Yes. That's a very interesting area to explore, actually.
And it certainly isn't because English is the easiest language.
Easiest?
It's not.
You call it easiest?
No, I say English isn't the international language because it's the easiest language.
Okay.
I mean, you might expect, if you were choosing an international language, to choose the one that was easiest for most people to learn. And England is not an easy language. It has an immense vocabulary. Its pronunciation doesn't follow its spelling. There are huge, and its grammar is complex. So it's not the natural language to choose. But as with so many things, if we're to understand them, if we understand the differences between, say, China and the West, it's very important to examine history.
Quite right, yes. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Bach. So for more interesting stories, stay with us.